Hey YouTube, your girl is back. Your girl is back with another video. So tonight I'm coming through. I know it's late, so most of my audience, y'all are probably somewhere in bed trying to prepare yourselves for Monday morning. So as usual, this video will be up for a replay. Also, you guys, well, I'll wait till somebody get in here to say it to talk about the moderators. But I mean, most time I'm pretty sure most people are going to be catching this video on playback because it is pretty late. So this is just my way of doing a YouTube video without having to sit down and record and edit. But for moderators, I have some good news. I know some people were wanting to be moderators for my channel, so I most definitely will be adding moderators. I just have to log in from my computer to do so. And as y'all know, honey, I am a dinosaur. I am not tech savvy, so I am doing YouTube for my cell phone right now. And on the YouTube studio on your cell phone, it doesn't give you the community option to do the moderators. So I will be doing some moderators, and I've already gotten down the names of the people who wanted to do it. So that's good. Hey, Blessed Highly. I said, oh, it's late. I said, oh, nobody probably ain't gonna tune in. Hey, thank you for tuning in. We're gonna get into some things quickly, then I'm gonna let y'all go because I know that y'all wanna prepare for Monday, honey. But yes, we're gonna get into it. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you, Bless Holly, for coming. So let's go ahead and get into some things. Yes. So as I was scrolling through my YouTube streets, first of all, thank you all for all of your overwhelming support on my last couple videos. Thank you all to the new subscribers who have joined in. If you have not subscribed and you are watching this, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go ahead and to hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. And like I said, honey, we're going to get ready to do some fancy things for the channels. I have my laptop that I never use. I have that back up and running. So I'm going to go on there and get some moderators going for the channel. And it's about to be a good party up in here, honey. We finna get some videos coming out this week. Maybe a couple. Look, don't hold me to nothing, okay? But yeah, so as I was scrolling, hey, Miss Wallace, and it's Elwina. That's a pretty name. Hey, thank you for joining. But yes, as I was scrolling through YouTube tonight, I rolled across some videos, and it looks like D Raines has had a change of heart about Latrese. So we're gonna get into it and talk about it. Hey, Miss Gilda Medley. Hey, how you doing? Say hello, Queen. Hey, yes, for the Queen. But yes, so and I want to get into that quickly here and just see what everyone's perspective is. I don't know if you all watch Latrese Allen. I've done a few videos on her before. Like I said, I'm not going to get into too much background, but she is someone who comes from the Facebook Live community. She has a wonderful following over there. And so she has her share of drama that I talk about. Now, you're welcome. But yeah, now recently, the big thing that pretty much has her always on everyone's mind. Hey, baby mama number two. Hey, thank you for joining tonight. But yeah, the thing that has her on everybody's mind is her drama with her ex-boyfriend Coco. That's what really brought her to the YouTube streets. And that is what keeps Miss Latrese a hot topic, right? Because from that, hey, OC girl 1028, hey girl. Yes, I remember that you said you wanted to be a moderator, OC girl. And so I said tomorrow I have my computer where I'm able to actually go into my YouTube studio the correct way. So I remember your name, so I have your name written down for that. And I also should start doing like the other YouTubers. I should probably wait till people get in before I start talking. Y'all have to forgive me, honey. I'm new to this, so I'm just learning as I go. I am just learning as I go. So I'm gonna see if some more people join before I crank it back up. Hey, Anquel. Hey, Mariah. Hey, thank y'all for joining. Okay, y'all up late like me. Well, I have to remember we're all in different time zones. So, all righty. Thank y'all for joining in. So, I'm going to see if a few more people join and then I'll jump back to the conversation so I don't have to keep stopping. But I thank y'all for y'all support and being up with me. I'm in Georgia. So, where I am, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10:17. All righty. All right, so let's get into it. let's get into it. Get into it. So pretty much, I spoke about D Reigns in the last video. Like I said, Latrese, what brought her to the YouTube streets is her ongoing drama with her ex boyfriend, and he had a lady who was interested in him and was pursuing him from what the streets was saying, and so her name was D Reigns. And him and her kind of broke off and had a side friendship, and her and Latrese were kind of beefing, so to speak. Oh, they say it's 9:17 in Chicago. Okay, Chi-Town. All right. I had some coworkers that were from Chicago. Wonderful people. But yes, so D Reigns pretty much how she got tied up in the Latrice Allen drama is, because it was rumored that her and Coco had something going on, and she was once, I guess, a follower of Latrice. That kind of made Latrice feel some type of way, and I guess it was some shady stuff going on behind the scenes with D Reigns and Coco, and so that's where Latrice and Coco kind of fell. I mean, Latrice and D Reigns, that's where they kind of fell out, and that's when it got kind of foggy. Like I said, I don't know every single detail of what transpired with her and D Reigns, but the general summary that I get from the videos that I watch is that they didn't like each other because D Reigns was one. Her and Coco had a little bit going on, and she was throwing some shade at Latrice, and it was this big thing. They were dogging each other out, going back and forth, going live for live. When D Reigns linked up with Coco, she was being shady towards Latrice. And so that's where the back and, it always was a back and forth with Latrice and D Reigns about Coco. Hey, Marsha Tate, thank you for joining. So, yeah, so, just like, many others, who don't like Latrice, D Reigns was someone who I don't think, now, like I said, I don't really follow her or keep up with her, but I have seen her kind of be shady towards Latrice on her platform. And so it pretty much was established that this was just a lady who didn't care for Latrice. Well, recently, she actually went live and she spoke about how she witnessed Latrice has now, I guess, acquired some new property. If you all don't know, or if you all know Latrice or follow her, she has moved from one location that she owns to another due to a safety concerns, due to people leaking her old address. I guess she just wanted a fresh new start, and it seems that she's trying to turn over a new leaf. Now, we all know Latrice. Latrice is going to be Latrice, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure she's still going to have her fair share of, you know, mishaps. However, for the most part, it seems like she's trying to somewhat move in a different direction. And so, D Reigns was just basically saying how she was proud of her in that moment and how she had started to sit back and she started to reflect. And pretty much in summary, and this is not what she said verbatim, but she was just pretty much saying that, hey, even though me and this lady have had our disagreements, even though, we said a lot of nasty things to each other back and forth, thinking back in hindsight, I was once a follower of hers. She motivated me. And to see her do something new for herself and accomplish something new made me feel good. And she said that when she looked in the comments and she saw so many people being negative towards Latrice, and she saw so many people tearing Latrice down, it really made her feel bad because she doesn't understand how people can be so hateful and just not want to see this lady win. That's pretty much what she said in summary. So she pretty much is just basically saying that, God has spoken to her, and she really does not want to be on that whole beefing with Latrice thing anymore. And a lot of people are calling her out for it. People who follow the Latrice, stories and videos, they pretty much ain't here for it. They pretty much like, girl, this is cap. Okay. They pretty much like, girl, you was just over there dogging Latrice out. You was just over there having a field day with her, just like everybody else. When Coco came to your city, you was over there rubbing it in Latrice's face. And the only reason why you are now remorseful, or you're now wanting to bury the hatchet with Latrice, is because, like I said in my video before, it was like maybe 2 or 3 videos back, because her and Coco linked up and it went left, and he showed her that he didn't really care about her either. And so I'm pretty much gonna give my thoughts on that. Now I'm with everybody else when they say that, had her and Coco not fell out in I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb. I'm sorry, y'all. One moment. Okay, it's still going. Okay, I don't know what happened, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll be forgetting to put my phone on do not disturb. That's the only thing about being live. All the technical difficulties just roll in at once. But like I was saying, as far as D Rain's being genuine about how she feels about Latrice, I'm kind of with the public's opinion on that one. In my opinion, I feel like had her and Coco not linked up and it went left, I definitely don't feel like she would be feeling the way that she's feeling. So I'm kind of with everybody on that one. However, y'all know I gotta put the however in there. Y'all know I gotta be the voice of reason at some point. Y'all know I gotta bring it on home. And let me not call myself the voice of reason. Let me just say, because look, I don't want to put no title on what my opinion is about to be. But I will say this. Hey Charnel Vlogs. Hey, thank you for shouting me out, girl. That was really nice of you. Thank you so much. And Quell says the Reigns is a big put on. She feel real stupid. Yeah, I agree. I agree that she feels she has some egg on her face because, like I said, she was very adamant about her dislike for Latrice. She was very, very excited when Coco was about to come. She was very all in the camera, like, like girl. So yeah, I'm with everybody when I don't think that her motivation for how she feels about Latrice is genuine. I really don't. Now I will say what she's saying is correct as far as how people view people on social media. She made a good point by saying, well, listen, y'all, even though Latrice does a lot of things and she makes a lot of mistakes, she's still a human being. And as children of God, we have to stop being so ready to tear people down for their mistakes. So I liked it what she said there, but I do feel like, I don't understand how she would be able to think that people are going to receive what she's saying after what has transpired. And so that's why I be trying to when I when I give my opinions, that's how people should think about this before they do things. Before you come at somebody's neck on the internet, just sit back and think about it before you join a hate train for somebody. And Quell says, yes, I truly think he shut her down. Yeah, I truly think that she thought that she was going to have the upper hand with him. I think that, and this is just like I said, I don't know all of her story. So this is just me just speaking from the bits and pieces that I saw. I really thought that she thought she was gonna kind of have him infatuated. You know what I'm saying? I think that she thought that she was gonna be able to get some type of different treatment for Latrice. Because in my opinion, I feel like she felt that she was better than Latrice. I feel like she felt like she was a better catch. So I think she made the mistake of thinking that she was going to get with him, and because she may, in her opinion, look better than Latrice or be someone who appears to have themselves more put together. I think that she thought that that was going to automatically give her the upper hand, and she was going to be able to control the narrative with him. And what she don't realize is Coco has made it very clear on several occasions. Coco has made it clear that if you ain't talking about taking care of him, if he can't benefit from the relationship with you, baby, he don't want to hear it, because that's what he ended up coming out and saying. I watched his live and he pretty much was like, she got, in so many words, he didn't say this verbatim, but in so many words, he was pretty much just saying she got too much going on. He don't see how she can benefit him. And so he went going for it. So I really felt like, that was a little hit to her ego, and it got her to thinking about some things, and reevaluating some things. And so I just think this is a good lesson for her and for anybody who followed that drama that they all had, is that you got to be mindful, how you come at people and how you handle your beef with people, especially when it's another woman. Because here you are, you done went on live, done dogged this lady out, and don't get me wrong, Latrese is, she can give it to you too. So I'm pretty sure whatever happened with her and D Reigns, I'm pretty sure Latrese had her fair share of responsibility in the situation too. Because like I said, even though I like Latrese is cool, but I'm pretty sure she, definitely probably had some words for D Reigns as well, which, could have contributed to their back and forth. You done got on here, you done teamed up with Coco, you thinking everything's sweet, you thinking you finna get with this man and y'all finna keep playing in her face like, aha, aha. And it's kind of like, life humbled you real fast, sis. And that's all I be trying to get people to realize when people go to joining these cult like hate trains for people, or not even hate trains. If you don't like somebody and what they did to you when it comes to social media, it's okay, because like I said, this is a public platform and people are free to share their experiences. It's okay to call somebody out and to voice your disagreements, if that's a word. Y'all, I be making up words too, so don't judge me. But it's okay to voice how you don't agree with someone. It's okay to say, hey, y'all, I have a platform and I want to talk about my experience with this person and how they did me. That's totally okay. I don't have anything against that. But when you start to, dedicating your entire platform to being petty towards someone, and you're laughing at every misfortune they have, and you teaming up with their other enemies, and you're just, pretty much basing a bulk of how you move off of your dislike for this person, then you got to think, if you're letting all this play out on your platform, what are you going to do when it's time to change the conversation or when the narrative shifts? So I just think this is a good humbling moment for D Reigns, because what you were saying was right. We shouldn't be judging someone for their mistakes. We shouldn't be tearing this woman down after she's just done something positive like buy a house. We shouldn't be in the comments being negative, right? That was totally true. But you should have been an example of that, and you should have took the high road when the situation with Coco happened. If you felt like Latrice was coming at you some type of way, or I don't know the ins and outs of that situation, so I'm not going to speak too much on it. But if you felt some type of way about her, she was like, I wanted to speak to her when the beef first happened with me and her. I wanted to talk to her woman to woman, but so much had been said, I just let it go. And in my opinion, I don't think it was that. I think that it was easier for you to run with the dislike for her, because everybody was amping it up. Everybody wanted to see you all fall out. Everybody was championing you to fall out with her and to drag her. So I feel like you hopped on that opportunity to drag her, to be petty with her, because it was entertaining. It was growing your platform. It was benefiting you. And then when it stopped benefiting you, that's when you wanted to think about it logically, when at the end of the day, if you felt a way about this woman, if you felt like she was your motivation, if you felt like this was someone who you looked up to at one point, then you should just picked up the phone or got in contact with her from the rip, regardless of what the entertaining piece of it was. Talisha Cancerian 69. Hey girl. She says, right. Yeah, like, and so that's what I'm saying. It's like, hey, first baby mama, hey. But yeah, so that should have. If we ain't learned nothing from this situation with Latrice and all her drama, is that it seems like, hey, CC's life, how you doing? It seems like it's always a back and forth with her and her friends and associates, and it's people always have the different perspectives for her. So I don't advise anybody to get heavily invested in any beef, because it could all change. Before this last fallout with Coco, we saw her and Coco, fall out, get back together, fall out, get back together. So that's why it's just so important, as someone on social media who does not know these people, it's very important to not become that heavily invested, because even now, someone who was directly involved in the beef, who just had everybody on her live, amping her up to be petty, who was just around here like, here for the drama, here for the tea, here for the back and forth. Now all of a sudden that you're kind of in the same shoes that Latrese was in, now you see it differently when you should have saw it that way in the beginning because it was never that serious. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of what happened. Like I said, I didn't want to keep y'all too long tonight, but I just found that very odd. I get, like I said, it takes a strong person to come out and admit that they had, they were wrong in a certain way. So, I mean, I guess we can definitely commend her for that. We can commend her for, pretty much stepping up and saying, hey, look, y'all, Latrice may make a lot of bad decisions, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? When she does something positive, like buy a house or buy property, regardless of how we feel about her, that's still an accomplishment. And we can't diminish it because it's Latrice. And that was some real talk. So I can commend her for making some good points. But sis, come on now. you know, why we can step back and think about this in the beginning before we started acting a fool on social media. But she was right about that. And that's one thing that, I wish people would kind of take away when people start, doing this whole social media beefing thing. Um, and that's kind of what I was saying about the whole Keisha thing. And I ain't gonna bring that back up because whoo child, when you talk about that, honey, it get crazy. But just in general, like there are people on social media who, especially people who make their living from showing people their daily lives. There are people who don't always make the best decisions. You know what I'm saying? There are people who, they kind of walk themselves into certain situations. However, when they do something that is positive, it's positive and it doesn't change because of who the person is. And I think that nowadays on social media, people want to change what reality is based off of the popularity of a person. And some things just are what they are. If Latrice bought some property, she just bought some property, and that's an accomplishment. We don't have to go into, oh well, it's probably a scam. It's probably not. She probably don't own it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just simple as that's good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing negative to be said about that because anyone, but purchasing some property or trying to make a move to better themselves for whatever reason, that's a plus. Talisha said she really got mad when Coco said she wasn't his type. That's what really got her. Yeah, she was really upset by that. And that's another thing. Hey Jen, how you doing, Jen? But yeah, I noticed that and I'm just like, girl, first of all, and this is no shade. Like I said, this is no shade at all. But I would not, first of all, I wouldn't be offended if anybody said I wasn't their type, right? But I mean, it's just Coco. You know what I'm saying? This is someone who, you have seen him be in the situation that was, toxic. You kind of have seen his warnings of his bad side as well. So I don't understand why she was so, upset. Hey, Shawandra, how you doing? But yeah, I don't understand why she was so upset when he said that she wasn't his type. And that's what women have to stop doing that. As women, we just I mean, I'm not saying that you can't be confident that every man would be happy to have you cuz you can definitely feel that way, but you're not going to be everybody type. And it has nothing to do with looks. I think she's more caught up in the looks aspect of it. Because even with, the when her and Latrice were kind of beefing, even though I didn't catch every little detail of it, I think there were comments from her side being made like she looked it way better, and it was a comparison of the looks. And it's kind of like things go deeper than looks when men are talking about their types. Or even with women, it goes deeper than just do you look good. And even Coco said that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he spoke to the fact that she had her own personal issues. She was still in the process of getting her life together, and he didn't see how he could benefit from her. And hearing him say that, sis, I would be glad that I wasn't his type. Because, first of all, I don't want nobody who more worried about me and what I can bring to the table than what they can bring to the table. Because from when he explained why she wasn't his type, all I heard was, yeah, she ain't gonna be nobody I'm gonna be able to, use or come up with. She ain't gonna be able to do that for me, so that ain't gonna work for me. And at that point, I would want to be his type either. Shit. I would have been happy that I ain't his type. So yeah, I think that women have to stop doing that. Like, it's okay that you're not somebody's type. Like, you're not gonna be for everybody, and sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes, this is a man that has, like I said, not to put too much on him or judge him, but he's getting back to normal life after being in prison. So he's, looking for someone that can help. That's what it seemed like. Hey, Miss Darlene, how you doing? Yeah, so him saying that you're not his type should be like, well, I mean, okay. It shouldn't, and it's kind of sad that that motivated you to kind of have a change of heart when you should have had a change of heart from the beginning. Because I'm sorry, I'm any man talking trash about a woman. I don't find that attractive, even if she liked Coco. And don't get me wrong. Let me make this very clear. Latrese talked about Coco too, so I understand why there was a social media back and forth. But in my opinion, he kind of took it. He just did a little bit too much for me in response to them, because we have to understand we did see him on camera about to swing on or whatever he was doing. He was using her. You know what I'm saying? He was using her for a check. So, even if she did go off on him or whatever, she was hurt. Not saying that it was right, and I'm not saying he couldn't have came back and said his piece, but to basically build a platform where you're tearing her down and that's your thing, like you want people to come in and help you tear her down after you used the hell out of her and you really didn't like her. Yeah, I couldn't get with that whole thing. I couldn't get with that. Darlene says Coco is just a narcissist. Sorry, but facts. Yeah, that's the vibes that he giving. Like I said, I don't know him, so I ain't gonna put too much on him, but that's just the vibe that he gives me. Talisha said 100. Yeah. So, my thing is, with that whole situation, it was kind of like for her upset. Well, I'm not gonna say obsession because I don't want to offend her, but just her being interested in him anyway after the situation with him and Latrice played out was kind of odd. Like, girl, what did you think you and this man was going how what did you think y'all was gonna do? Like, we literally just watched this man literally bring nothing to the table. I mean, so what were you, looking for? And in her defense, she was basically saying that, she's trying to say that she wasn't trying to take it there with him, but I mean, it was obviously a flirtatious type of relationship. It was obviously some type of chemistry there. So, she can't deny the fact that she was a little interested in Coco. And she did mention on her live as well that a lot of it was for entertainment. Um, but I don't buy that either, because it's kind of like, if it was just for entertainment what you and him had going, then there would have been no need to continuously go back and forth and argue and try to be petty to treats. I'm sorry, hold on. All right, am I still here? Yeah, I'm still here. But yeah, so yeah, it was very odd to me. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. But I think this is a good lesson that, before, if you're someone who is involved in an internet beef or back and forth, or anyone who's thinking about, um Talisa, I don't believe that. Yeah. Um yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe it was for entertainment. I think she really did like him. Darlene said, I knew it was not going to work. I knew it was not going to with her and Coco. Look how he did treat you. Really think he was going to treat you better? You did that to hurt Trees on a little way. Yeah. And, I hate to be religious, but I mean, God has a funny way of showing us every time. That's all I be trying to say. Like, I don't be trying to come to this platform and just be like a saint and be like, oh, I would never. But what I be trying to say is, I feel like sometimes people just get too deeply invested in being mad and being upset and being hateful with each other. It's kind of like it's so much going on in this world. You know what I'm saying? And this is from both ends. This is from Teresa's end and people who don't like her. You know what I'm saying? It's so much going on nowadays that the stuff that people sit around and want to be upset about don't even be worth it. Like it doesn't even hold any value. Like it's kind of like, because you never know what position, you know, God is gonna put you in. And so, I've seen it several times. Like when you link up with other people based off your dislike for another person, it ain't gonna never work out. It's never gonna work out because that's not how you build bonds. That is not how you build genuine connections with people. You know what I'm saying? And it never works. It never works. And is I have seen a lot of internet beef play out because in my free time I scroll. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, and every time people call themselves clicking up because they don't like somebody, it always crumbles. It always does because it serves no purpose to do that. It serves no purpose. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not finna sit over here and champion a man dogging out a woman after he admitted to using her for some coins. Cause just right there, I just you lost me. You lost me. Like he was on there. She was a paymaster. She was this. She was that. You see, but you was over there with her pretending for the check, sir. You don't lost me. You lost me with that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, but this is a good lesson to her. Um just think about that before you hop on the bandwagon. And I'm not saying that people have the right to dislike and like whoever they would like, so I'm whoever they want to. So I'm not saying that Latrese is a innocent person that people can't have a right to feel a type of way. But it just be careful because if you were someone who she made a strong statement. She was like, she was my motivation. I looked up to her. Well, if that was the case, all that doesn't go out the window just because you don't like how she moving on social media. So if you had some type of respect for her, you should have, kind of handled that a little bit differently. And that's just a good lesson going forward. So that pretty much sums it up. She say, she's feeling a different type of way and she just wish people would stop being so negative. And that's all good and dandy, sis. That's a positive message. But if we're gonna preach that and put that out there, we gotta start living that from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We can't join a hate train or join the bandwagon and then when the same thing happens to us, want to kind of change the narrative and be positive. Let's just be positive from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just it. That's just all. Because it's a lot of this. It's never that serious. Oh, I love you too, Miss Arlene. She said, I love you, sis. You be real. I try, girl. Thank you so much. I try to keep it real. That's all. I just try to keep it real because, like I said, I've seen it in real life play out too many times. You never win when you operate in hate. One thing about, and like I said, I hate to go to church. Let's take it to church one time. God is he had a lot of mercy on us. You know what I'm saying? He has mercy on us every day. And I'm not and or whoever you believe in, whether it's God, whatever. But as human beings, we make so many mistakes through life every single day. We do so many things that are not right all the time, cussing, fussing, arguing, whatever. And we're still able to wake up the next day with breath in our body. We're still able to prosper. We're still able to be blessed in some capacity. So before we sit on this internet and we put so much energy into hating someone and canceling someone and just really, being so harsh on people for just living their lives and making mistakes as everyone does. We should sit back and think about that because if we if someone had to shoot an arrow through our head every time we did something wrong, the world would be, nobody will be living right now. you know? And so it depends on what it is. But if it's something as simple as someone is not, handling their money correctly, someone isn't handling their social media fame the way they should, someone is a little disorganized in the way they operate their business, someone is not operating the right way in their relationship, somebody ain't cleaning their house the way we wanted them to clean it. If it's something petty like that, someone ain't selling their products the way we want them to sell it. If it's something simple like that, then we as people should just learn how to just, say, look, that's their life. We can talk about it if it's something that's big, that's causes a big ruckus. Because I mean, that's what social media is for, right? We can have a conversation in hopes that this person can hear it and make some adjustments. But when people are living their day-to-day lives and they're just making normal mistakes that we all make, we all done mishandled some money. We all done been in the wrong relationship. We've all done a share of things that are just not that deep. As long as you're not here robbing nobody, KILLING. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it on, but if as long as you're not here causing bodily harm to people, as long as you're not here kidnapping nobody, as long as you're not here doing the unthinkable, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to really, take somebody out the game, it's forgivable in my book. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as it's not something gruesome like, rape or something like that. Like if you ain't out here doing that, if you're just making regular human mistakes, you may talk too much. You may have a bad attitude. You might, cuss folks out. You might get to fighting all the time. That type of stuff is like, listen, I'm gonna pray for you and I'm gonna keep it moving. Darlene says people are evil. Did you see Treese live a few days ago when she said somebody called CBS on her again? How I said, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's like people get so wrapped up in being evil. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like I never in my, and this is the thing. We don't know these people in real life. So why would I take time out of my day to be malicious to someone that I am probably never going to see or experience in real life? Mariah said exactly. People think they can live others' life better than them, but no one is perfect. And like I said, the things that we as African American people choose to sit around and counsel people for. And I'm not when I speak of counsel, I'm just saying like with people who like the social media people who the bloggers, the people who live their life on camera. The things that we choose to sit around and nitpick about are kind of like, come on now. Let's be realistic here. You know what I'm saying? Now, if somebody get on here and they kidnapping, they raping, they beating somebody up, they abusing somebody and all, okay. I'm finna call the police on you because something going on. Look, if I feel like somebody's really in danger, oh well, no, we need to, try to figure out what's going on. Just like it was crazy to me that Fabulous, he knocked out Emily's teeth, and everybody like still love him, like And I'm not saying, and this is not to be negative, but everybody just looked over there like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really thought nothing twice about it. We never put that much energy into it. I mean, Emily's still with him, so it's kind of like, well, hell, if she like it, we love it, right? But nobody counseled him. Fabulous did not get counseled, and he was right here knocking folks' teeth out, and that to me, that's scary. That's sad, and nobody really cared. But girl, let somebody come on this camera and they kind of got a messy background and they ain't cleaned up right. Girl, the internet gonna drag them. They're gonna call the CPS on them. They're gonna try to make sure their life is a living hell. And I don't understand it. I just don't. Like it be some wild stuff going on, and I just be like, you know. Don't say, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Do y'all remember, like, literally, like, it was a whole domestic violence situation going on with Fabulous and Emily, and this, and it was, to me, I was sad. I was like, oh my god, like that's something that I was like emotionally touched by. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this lady can literally lose her life. You know what I'm saying? Now that's something that we should be concerned about. And I was like, people in the comments, they were talking about it, but he did not get the amount of backlash I think that he should have gotten for that, because You literally knock somebody two front teeth out. Now, I will say, if Emily is there and she's happy, we don't know what happened behind closed doors, but I mean, you know, the evidence pretty much was, that they showed the video of him chasing her. It was a lot, and no one was moved by that. Honestly, I mean, people talked about it, but I mean, that's something that I feel like should have really created some type of buzz. But then, we have these mothers who have platforms and they're just trying to, they're just trying to make a living for their kids. And so they may show their kids, and sometimes, the house may not be right, or sometimes, they may have some chaos going on, or sometimes they may make a business decision that is not right, or they may talk to one of their customers wrong, whatever the situation may be. And it's kind of like, it's an uproar. We got to cancel them. We got to call child protective services. It's like, come on. Exactly. Miss Darlene said, "No, I didn't do him like that." You're right. Yeah, nobody cared about that, and I was shocked. I'm like, am I the only one who is scared for Emily? Like, oh my god. Loving myself. People pick and choose. Hey, AC. Loving myself. People pick and choose who to cancel. They also have certain expectations for one, not for other, which is sad. Yeah, it's sad, and I just feel like, it's we as Black people, we have to stop doing that. We have got to stop being so quick to jump into a hateful place with each other. Now, listen, I'm human, right? So I'm not saying that you can't let somebody know they got you messed up. You most definitely can. You can let your brother and your sister in Christ know, look, you got me messed up. Don't play with me. Because, we're family, right? People argue, fuss, and fight all the time. But at some point, let it go. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to become, you got to dedicate every move you make to making this person suffer or whatever because of just petty things. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Argue, fuss about it, do whatever, and then move on. Simple. Yeah, that's just simple. So if we can take anything away from the whole situation with, D Reigns now wanting to, recant her dislike for Latrese and wanting to turn over a new leaf. If we can take anything away from this, what I would take away from it is, look, before you jump on the bandwagon and drag somebody on social media for field, before you do petty things to get up on the people's skin on social media, before you make friends on social media because y'all don't like this one person and y'all want to team up and make it worse. And before you think about doing stuff like that, just put yourself in that person's shoes, because these same people that you linking up with to be against this person, what if they turn on you, then what? So that was my TED talk. That was my opinion for the night. I know it's late some places. I know not other, but I know in Georgia here it's kind of late, so I don't want to keep y'all too long. But I appreciate y'all for joining it with me and having a conversation about it. And so, let's see, what comes next. I did see another video, and I guess I don't, not much has came from it yet, but supposedly, people who took the class with Latrese, they paid the money. They're now speaking out saying they were scammed, and I'm like, oh Lord, here goes something else, Jesus. But I don't know. I'm not gonna touch too deep into that because it hasn't popped off yet. But if it pops off and it becomes a thing, then we'll talk about that next, and we'll just keep on talking about it. Also, you guys, I watch TV too. I watch Real Housewives of Potomac and things of that nature. And so we can talk about that also as well, because I like to get into it all. Okay. Oh, good night, CC. Good night. Thank you for joining in. Miss Darlene says, but sis, what's sad about it? A lot of them really didn't like Latrice as soon as Coco, her and Coco broke up. They was all on his side. How sad. Yeah, that was sad. Jen said, I agree. Darlene said, I agree. Yeah, it was sad. It's kind of like, I mean, I know she did get on here and she did talk about him, and she did say a lot of things about him. But hell, this man was literally using the hell out of her. And now she should have used some power of discernment, and she should not have let that fly. But that's a slap in the face. Like, I'm taking care of you. I'm really loving you. I'm trying to put you on. I'm trying to make you a better person. I'm pouring into you. And you get mad or whatever, and then you come to the internet and then you join in with everyone who's trying to bring me down. But these same people who you're joining up with, they were trying to take the money off of my plate that I was giving you, you know? So it's sad, but I'm gonna pray for everybody involved in the situation. But the more the story is, before y'all join these bandwagons, and not y'all, but to other people who may be listening, who participate in that type of activity, before you get on here upset and up in arms about what's going on in somebody else's life who you don't know, and just think, is it that serious? Is it that serious? And that's just that. If and leave it at that. But thank you all for joining in. I really appreciate you all. Like I said, we're gonna get into some things. I'm gonna try to do, I'm like I said, I'm on leave right now from work, so I have a little bit more free time. But I'm gonna try to once or twice a week. But I'm going to get with you all later. So you all have a wonderful night.